Hi students, welcome to SFS Kammam online classes. This is your Vijay Kumar sir teaching social studies 8th class. My dear children, all of you follow our YouTube channel. Channel name is Vijay sir YouTube channel. Just subscribe and like so that you can get notifications of our lessons every day. So kindly follow our lessons so that it is very helpful for you to write the examinations and also get the good marks. Okay, without wasting our time, let's get started. Thank you. Today's topic is inversion. What is that? Inversion. Sometimes, especially in mornings during winters, lower temperatures are found near the ground. My dear children, nowadays we are in winter season. We can also find out in the morning time how the cities were covered with fog. Okay, here in picture also you can find out the total ground level is covered with fog. Okay, you can also see dew drops on the grass due to condensation. Understood? So sometimes we can also see these dew drops, that means small drops we can also find out on the grass. This was happening due to condensation. So what is the meaning of condensation here? So here cool air is converted into liquid. Cool air is converted into liquid is known as condensation. So due to this condensation we can also find out dew drops on the grass. Okay, so here generally daytime is more and night time is less. So daytime the sun releases its rays in the form of light and heat. Okay, the earth is going to receive the light and energy from the sun, right? This is generally the situation is happening, right? So here what is happening, the winter season, the total action will be different, that means reverse action will be here. The cooler temperatures near the ground level are due to less amount of insolation received due to the shorter days and excessive radiation due to the longer nights. This is known as inversion. My dear children, what is happening here in winter season? The total action will be in reverse mode. That means daytime is less, nighttime is more. Why it is happening? Here the earth is receiving less amount of insulation due to the shorter days. So here for this reason only cooler temperatures are happening. Okay, here insulation means what? Already we discussed in the introduction class. Solar radiation and insulation I told you. What is the meaning of solar radiation? So here the body which gives out energy is called as solar radiation. Okay, the body, that means the earth is receiving solar radiation from the sun, that is known as insolation. So here insolation means receiving solar radiation. Okay, so that means here the energy which is received from the sun, that is known as insolation. So here the less amount of insolation is receiving by the ground or earth due to the shorter days and excessive radiation is releasing due to the longer nights. So due to these cooler temperatures the total ground is covered with cool temperatures, and here the reverse action is happening. That means less amount of insulation, that means heat is taking in the daytime because daytime is shorter, and excessive radiation is releasing due to the longer nights, nighttime is more. So this type of condition is called as inversion. I hope you understood, my dear, right? Less amount of insulation received by this earth due to the shorter days. Okay, less amount of insulation, that means less amount of energy is receiving due to the shorter days. So for this reason excessive radiation is generating in the longer nights. So for these colder temperatures are happening. Okay, why the ground is cooling? Because the earth is receiving less amount of insulation, because due to shorter days in winter season, okay, and excessive radiation is generating due to the longer nights. So this condition is called as inversion. I hope you understood clearly, right? So due to in this winter season, you can also find out due to these cooler temperatures are happening. Why these cooler temperatures are happening? Why the temperatures are decreasing means because in the daytime is very short. Okay, we don't have much more time. Longer nights we have, and morning time is very less. For this reason, the earth is receiving less amount of insulation, and for this the total excessive radiation is generating due to the longer nights. This condition, this reverse condition is called as inversion, right? Next topic is temperatures in places near and far from the equator. My dear children, in the last classes we discussed places near and far from the sea have different temperatures. In order to prove this, we took many examples and we proved that. Okay, now today we are going to see temperatures in places near and far from the equator. My dear children, in 7th class we have studied about Nigeria, okay, which is situated on the equator. So in the map you can see Nigeria is situated in African continent. Basically it is located or situated on the equator, right? So you know that generally the places which are close to the equator having hot temperatures, right? You can also find out here the world map where Nigeria is situated. It is situated on the equator. And also we also studied about France, which is more to the north. So in 7th class you have already studied about this north. Okay, the north is situated between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle. So they are having different temperatures, right? So about this you have already learned in the 7th class. So you can see here how France located here on the map. Okay, now today this year we will study about Arctic tundra, which is even further north. So this you can also see. So this was situated between Arctic Circle and North Pole, right? So here in between this Arctic tundra situated. We know that equatorial regions like Indonesia are quite hot throughout the year and they have no winter. So this Indonesia you can also find out, my dear children. This Indonesia was situated on equatorial region. So for this they have hot temperatures throughout the year and they don't have winter, right? So the places which are very close to the equator, we can call them as the equatorial region. That region is called as equatorial region. So this Indonesia is also situated on the equatorial region. That is what throughout the year they have hot temperature and they don't have winter season. As we go north or south from the equator, it becomes colder and they are separate summer and winter seasons. So my dear children, if you travel towards north direction or south direction from the equator, so you will receive cool temperatures, right? And also there are separate summer and winter seasons for that locations. You remember this one. Okay, if you travel, in the last class also I told you, if you move from north direction or south direction from the equator, definitely you will feel cool temperatures will come. Okay, it becomes cooler, colder, and there are separate summer and winter seasons will be. Okay, so because that region is different, this region is different, right? A look at the temperatures of places near and far from the equator will illustrate this clearly. Okay, so now we are going to see different places temperatures in order to illustrate this temperatures in places near and far from the equator. In your textbook graph 5, they have taken the average maximum monthly temperatures of Singapore, Shanghai and Vladivostok. My dear children, before going to discuss this graph, we'll see the places of this Singapore, Shanghai, Vladivostok, where it was situated. Just we'll see that. Okay, you can observe here, this is Singapore location. It is also in Asian continent only, Southeastern Asian continent. And next one, this is Shanghai, is also in our Asian continent only. You can observe here. And next one, it is Vladivostok. It is also in our Asian continent. The places we have taken different regions, right? Now, in the last column of the key, the average temperature for the whole year is shown. So, in the picture you can see average temperature for the year also they have shown in the map. This is calculated by adding up all the maximum and minimum temperature readings for every month and then dividing it by total number of readings. Thus, we get to know the average temperature on an average day in the year. So, this calculation already we have done in the last class, my dear children. So, they have taken the maximum and minimum temperature they added, and then after that they added in the month wise. After that they divided by this total number of readings, so that you will get the average temperature on average day in the year. So that they calculated and they drawn this line graph and these different cities of Singapore, Shanghai and Vladivostok. So here blue color is indicating Vladivostok, red color is showing Shanghai and green color is showing Singapore. Understood, my dear? So we might use this number to answer a question like, is Singapore on an average warmer than Shanghai? So Singapore is warmer than Shanghai. Here you can see the average temperature in the bottom side. So observing this Shanghai and Singapore, which is having more value here, Shanghai is having 15.3 degrees Celsius, whereas Singapore is 27.8 degrees Celsius. So which is more? Singapore is more, because Singapore is located in the equatorial region, so naturally they have hot temperatures, right? Whereas Shanghai is situated in the northern region, so that means between Tropic of Cancer to Arctic Circle, so that it is having different temperature, that is what 15.3 degrees Celsius, right? So likewise different temperatures given based on their regional regions. So places near the equator usually get more heat. Places further away from the equator often have lower average temperatures throughout the year. So by observing this, my dear children, here you take the example here of this Singapore, Shanghai and Vladivostok for the month of January. So Vladivostok temperatures recorded for the month of January, it is minus 9 degrees Celsius here, whereas in the January month Shanghai you can see the temperature recorded between 5 to 10, and whereas Singapore in the month of January you can observe the temperature recorded 30 degrees Celsius, right? So different temperatures are formed because this place is located in different regions. Understood, my dear? So by observing this, by observing the total graph and analysis, we conclude that places near the equator usually get more temperatures, that means hot temperatures, whereas places away from the equator often they have lower average temperatures throughout the year. So by observing these three places, temperatures, maximum and minimum temperatures of every month, and also we from the graph we can conclude that places near the equator is having hot temperatures, whereas places away from the equator having lower temperatures throughout the year. I hope you understood clearly, my dear children, right? Next concept is temperature maps. My dear children, India is a vast and sprawling country, that is spacious country, and temperature varies in its different regions. You know that temperature varies from one place to another place. So here India is the biggest and spacious country. Here the temperature varies in its different regions. So how would you know which state is having hotter, which state is having cooler? By observing this annual temperature map of India, so you came to know that which state is having hot and which state is having cool. Okay, so if you have atlas map in your house, you just go through, open this temperature maps of India and observe the reading, the average mean temperature in January. Okay, so this average temperature is average of maximum and minimum temperature for that month. Okay, in this map India has divided into different sections, each marked with a different color. By referring to the key, you can find out the average temperature in January in each of these sections. So every map we have legends, right? By observing the colors, okay, so you came to know that which state is having hotter, which state is having average temperatures. So by observing these colors, and also some readings are there, they mentioned the interval between this and this, right? Likewise, based on this recording and based on these colors also, we can easily find out the temperatures of that states. So according to the map, there is no place in India that has an average January temperature higher than 30 degrees. My dear children, here by observing all the states, okay, temperatures, generally here not more than 30 degrees. Sometimes it may increase, sometimes it may decrease, but in generally in January month our total states are having not more than 30 degrees. Here, why is the north cool in winter season? Why the northern region is very cool than the southern region? So for this, in your textbook they have given different examples. So they took, some are southern region states, some are northern region states. So here Hyderabad, that is Telangana state, Agra UP, Madurai Tamil Nadu, Nagapur Maharashtra, Visakhapatnam Andhra Pradesh, Kohima Nagaland. My dear children, here if you observe this, so some are belonging to southern region, some are belonging to northern region. Why this northern region is cooler in winter season? Because this northern region is having in winter season shorter daytimes and longer night times. So for this reason it is having less temperatures and it is having more cool in winter season compared to southern region. Okay, so by observing this table we can also by the observation of the sunrises and sunsets we can also conclude this reason, right? So this is your second lesson, second chapter. My dear children, all of you complete your classworks as well as bits also you complete, project work and examinations. Next class I will tell you. So in the next class you have examination will be, at the same time project work also I will give you. So textbook background questions you can complete and also you can make bits along with this question and answers, right? Until then, take care and bye bye.